Hello everybody, it is Sunday, June 9th. I am gonna hop into my hives, and the last time I was in my hives was about a week ago, and my big hive number 3, which had swarmed probably about a week ago. I went in, and the very next day my husband said to me, "Honey, your hives are making a lot of noise," and we caught them swarming, which is unfortunate. So my big hive number 3 has now swarmed twice. The day before that I was in there, I did see that there was a virgin queen or a new queen. It's hard to tell if she was a virgin or not, and I marked her, and I left one queen cell. So it looks like that queen cell emerged or didn't emerge, and that other queen swarmed. Whatever the case, my number 3 hive has now swarmed twice. They swarmed up right into this maple right here, which is about 50 feet tall. And now for next year, I know that I'm going to place a swarm trap into this tree because both of those swarms flew up into this tree. And the second swarm, which was smaller, was at the top of this tree, and it was there for a couple of days actually. So I set up a swarm trap on top of this little building here. I also put one down on the ground, and I baited it with a little bit of lemongrass and some used brood comb that was empty. Along with some foundation. We did actually try to shake them down by throwing a ball with a rope and trying to shake, but that didn't work out at all. So after 2 days, they finally left. And yeah, now I'm going to go back into all my hives. What other updates? This hive right here was a split from number 3 hive, the one I was just talking about, the one that's blue right over there. The original queen was in here. But when I took a peek on them about 3 days ago, I noticed that there was a couple supersedure cells. Oh, bees. I'm in the middle of everything, so I probably shouldn't be flying in here. Okay. So when I went in to peek on her, I noticed ever since I split her, she hasn't been laying all that well. Her abdomen has never quite enlarged. They did stay in that box, but she never really took off in there. So then I noticed a couple supersedure cells, or emergency cells. I don't know if I accidentally squashed her, or if she absconded, or what, but I'm just going to let them go. It's a split after all. I didn't see her in there. It doesn't mean she wasn't in there. But I didn't see any eggs, so that leads me to believe something happened to her. So I will check on that one as well. This little nuke right here, right there, which was made from, again, a couple frames from number 3 hive, the blue hive, finally has a mated queen, which is great. And what else? I'm going to go into this hive. This hive right here has been a little bit fussy, a little bit cranky. They are also located in all shade at the moment because all the foliage has leafed in. So yeah, gonna check in all the hives. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hop in. Alrighty, so let's get into hive number 1. Last time I was in here last week, I was in here very quickly because these girls were a bit cranky. So I really want to check on these ones. Okay, so these girls might need another super because these are looking nice and full. So let me show you what's going on here. This has a clear cover, but that is honey stores. Don't know about these, but this might need another super. We have 2 supers on right now. I have a queen excluder under the 3rd box, under this super, to make sure the queen had enough room. Push these girls down a little bit. So, capped honey, capped honey, capped honey, capped honey. Alright, so these 2 still have just drawn foundation, so I'm going to do a little shuffling here. So this is not drawn out, this is just foundation, so I'm going to move that. Nor is this one. Beautiful. This side is not drawn out. This side is. So I'm going to rotate that. So this is inside. This is full of nectar. Ladies have been busy. This one is full. Nectar. The other side is capped. So put that next to this one. Put this blank one in. This one's in here tight. Huge fat frame. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. So scoot that one over, and I'll put this foundation one right there. Tightening everything up, and take this one off. This one's going to be heavy. This super is almost full, so I might need to add another one here. Whew, these girls have been busy. Oh yeah, that's heavy. Nice job, ladies. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at all that honey. Beautiful. I'm gonna have to clean that off. Alright. So, I'm gonna pop these girls down. Let them know I'm coming. So, capped honey, capped honey, capped honey, capped honey. These two are foundations. So again, I'm doing a little switch here. Take the foundation frames out. Oops. This is not starting to get drawn yet, so put that one over. So this one's getting drawn and filled, both sides. So place that right here. Oh, these ladies have been busy. Yes, I'm definitely going to super this. Look at that. It's just full of nectar. Beautiful. So I'll put foundation in between. It's a fat, fat frame. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. Loaded. Definitely gonna add a super to this one. Okay, so now we're into the brood nest. I'm just gonna look at signs of the queen and looking for swarm cells. This is drone comb, and I'm just looking for any signs of varroa, which I don't see. Good. If I see any full frames of honey, I'm also going to bring those up as well to make sure that this queen does not get honey bound. In fact, I'm going to go get some foundation. Really lovely. Make a little puff. And I see honey, so I'm going to remove some of the... And I'm going to create another super here, so... It definitely seemed calmer than the last time, which is nice. I wonder if they're queenless. Okay, nice frame of nectar. Look at that. The flow is definitely on. That's beautiful. Alright, I'm going to make sure my queen's not on here. Don't imagine her to be, but I don't see her. And another frame of honey. Yep. Looking beautiful. Honey and nectar. Do you see some drone? Looking lovely. Okay. Move that down here. Okay, this is all nectar too. These girls are getting honey bound. A little bit of brood in that one. So leave that one in there. Okay. Capped brood. Very nice. But I do see it getting backfilled with nectar, so we don't want that to happen too much because then our queen has no room to lay. So, go ahead and put some foundation in here. Okay, so this frame, beautiful brood pattern, brood of all ages, and on the edges I see eggs. The flow is on, but this is a good example of when you know the bees have enough to eat, because there's nectar in the corners of the frame. The middle of right here is all the brood. Same thing here. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to squish this all back together and look down below. Okay, I just added another super here. I brought some full frames of nectar up. I'm going to checkerboard that with some foundation frames because these ladies are collecting nectar like crazy. So I want to make sure the queen's not honeybound, and honeybound is when she does not have enough room to lay because the bees are filling all the cells up with nectar. So give them a whole new super. Now put the excluder on top of that. Eat that, yes. Alright, I'm going to use this queen excluder scraper here. Scrape this off a bit. Bees are capturing all that honey. This will ensure that the bees can still make it to the top boxes. Alright, these girls have had enough. Oh boy, that is heavy! Okay, we're at hive number 2. These girls have been very active. Might have to super this one as well. Let's take a look. Oh, these flowers smell so good. I hate to cut them when they're in bloom. Okay, so these girls also have 2 supers, and I see nectar. Let's see, how much is capped? Capped. So this is looking like it's pretty heavy. Let's feel this for weight. Oh yeah. That's pretty heavy. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Sorry girls, they didn't like that. Alright. So I'm seeing great building out here. So this was new. This is built out. Nice. This is all drawn. So these last time were foundation. So these are busy. So the girls have been busy. These 2 were foundation last time. These are drawn out, and I imagine filled with nectar. And I'm going to do a little shuffling here again to keep them from being honeybound. Foundation. Oh, this is stuck to the next. This is probably stuck to the queen excluder down below. The queen excluder keeps the queen from coming up top and laying. So we're trying to keep our honey separate from brood. So there's some drawn out cells. Turn that around to encourage them to draw the other side. Whoa, this is one fat frame. Look at that, huge, filled with nectar and honey. Alright, let's go in a little deeper. So same thing here, I'm just looking for signs of swarming and signs of my queen. And that's it. So first things first, this up. That's heavy. And I see swarm cups, but nothing developed. So I'm just going to pinch all those. Let me show you what I see. So whenever I see a swarm cup, I'm just going to pinch it. None of these are developed. They look empty. It's good. I'm just going to squish them anyways. I'm going to look at my drone comb here that I put in. Let's check out our drone situation here. Put some drone foundation in here a couple weeks ago, but they hadn't done anything with it. Let's take a look if they've done anything so far, because that can be a varroa bomb if we end up leaving it in there too long. That looks like they're drying it out a bit. Nothing has been laid. Okay. So we're just looking for signs of eggs here, or a queen. Both would be good. Either or is good. Okay, getting honey stores, don't see the queen. Capped brood, very nice laying pattern. I'm gonna go look in the sun and see if I see some eggs. Okay, I see eggs. I'm happy. I'm just gonna see if there's any other concerns here. See girls with pollen. See plenty of stores. No developed swarm cells. Lots and lots of pollen. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back together. I see eggs. So. And finally, number 3 hive. The girl that's swarmed twice on me. My goal is to look to see if they've got a laying queen. Got 3 supers, there's definitely a lot of honey in there. Alrighty, let's see if this hive has a queen. If I can find her. There's a lot of foundation in this. I can probably reduce this brood chamber down to 1. There is some building out, which is good. That's a good sign. They usually build out when the queen needs it. This is all honey. So, move that up. I see a swarm cell cup down there. Why are they doing that? Those are empty though. Okay. That's full of syrup. I mean full of nectar. There's no syrup. I'm not feeding them. Flow's definitely on. Okay, I'm going to take a look at this in the sun. See what I can see. So they have a queen right in the middle of here. I'm sure you're not going to be able to see it. There's eggs. There's a swarm cup here. It's empty. We'll squish it anyways. So let's see if I can find the queen. Well, that's good. I'm glad that these... Oh, there she is. Yes! There she is, right there. Can you see her? She's very, very fast. She's got a beautiful belly there. Let's see if I can grab her. Okay, so I've got her in the clip. I'm going to mark her. Okay, so I've got her. I'm going to mark her yellow. Alrighty, let's see if I can grab her. I think I'm going to release her on a frame and see if I can grab her. Because my queen marking tool is broken. She's very fast. Oh gosh. There she is. Alrighty, I've got her. Got her. Now I'm going to mark her. Yellow dot, right there. Hold her gently, just by her abdomen. I'm going to place her back in this clip. Just so she can dry off a little bit. Great. Alright, now I gotta make sure these don't swarm again. Okay. So, this hive definitely has a queen. This is good. Well, they've had queens before, but then they end up swarming, so I don't know this hive. You guys have any cat brood in here? Just want to see if these bottom, just gonna see if the bottom hive body has any. Just got a sting. Put some gloves on because now I've got pheromone on me. These girls are roaring for their queen. So I just want to see if there's any cat brood in here. Don't see any, but I'm just gonna give them a check. So she must have just gotten back because there's not a lot of. Also, this hive just swarmed, so numbers are much lower. Alrighty, so I've seen what I want to see. I'm gonna close this hive back up. Alrighty, look at these bees at their queen. We just want her out so badly. Alright, so let's let her out. There she is. See, she's gonna get out nicely for us. She's got a yellow dot on her, and I don't know where she went. She crawled down. Oh, there she is. Put her right there. There she goes. Alright, queen's out. Let's tie it back together. Let's take a quick peep into our split. This was the Reaper Grant queen. I split her off. I gave them a super because they were getting kind of crowded. I think they're looking to supersede this queen. And maybe she was injured. They're not really doing much into the super. They have the room if they need it. Let's look down below. Oh, so lots of building out. Lots of nectar. A little touchy. And if they're in the process of requeening, or if they're queenless, that makes sense. So, there's a supersedure cell right there. Our emergency cell. These ladies are queenless. I'm just going to let them go. I'm just going to close this up and let them do their thing. Because they are not happy to see me. And they are in the middle of getting a new queen. So, let them do their thing. Lastly, we're going to check on the split. And based on the traffic I see, I think these ones, this hive's just fine. These were made from a, oh, I need to put some, this is a migratory lid on the top. I'm not a huge fan, it sticks, so I think I'm going to get a piece of canvas for this. Okay, so this is a very small hive. This is a nucleus colony, very small colony, only 5 frames. And there's my queen. I can see her already. She's right there. Beautiful white queen. See her? And let's see how well she's laying. Put her over here. Oh, where'd she go? She's on this frame, so put her back over here on. And let me see her laying pattern. Oh, decent laying pattern. She is just getting warmed up. Right there. Do I see some eggs? Yes, and she's filled this frame up with eggs as well. Let's see this next one. Let me look at this in the sun. So, this frame here is full of eggs, so that is great. This little nuke is doing just fine. I've got some stores. This is great. So, just gonna put this hive back together again. Queen was on that frame, so I'm gonna be gentle. Close this up. Alrighty, so it is June 9th, 2019, and I went through all of my hives. Number 1 hive, which was overwintered, is booming. It's doing great. I added another super there. It has now 3 supers. Hive number 2 is booming as well. It was also an overwintered hive. It's doing great. I need to add a super there, but I have to build another hive body. I ended up putting on my jacket because I took a sting to the side here. They went under my shirt, and I just put on my jacket because I really don't want to take stings if I don't have to. And then I went into hive number 3, which was my other overwinter hive, which was booming. It has now swarmed twice, despite my best efforts. I split them, and I went in and destroyed queen cells. But next year, you know, this is a great learning experience, because next year I'm not going to go in every 5 days, because that wasn't that much fun. So I'm going to do preemptive splits, and I'll do multiple splits if need be. So always a learning experience when it comes to keeping bees. What else? So the split that I made from number 3 hive, it looks like the original queen might be gone, or they're superseding her. They're actually very cranky. I saw 2 supersedure or emergency cells in there. I'm just going to let them go, do their thing. I also gave them a super because they are busting out of the seams. It originally took 5 frames from my number 3 hive to do the split, and they've filled out all 5, no, they filled out entire hive body now, so there's 10 frames, so I gave them another hive body to build into, but I think at this point they are making a new queen. The split, the little nuke that I also made for my number 3 hive, is doing great. It finally has a queen that hatched and is mated, and she is laying, and she's laying well, so I think all is well. Oh, and also number 3 hive, who has swarmed twice, looks to have a queen. I marked that queen as well as I marked the other 2, but I didn't see any swarm cells. I did see a couple cups, which I destroyed, but no cells, which is good, because that hive really just needs to chill out and just, you know, be a hive instead of wanting to take off, you know? Alrighty, so thank you guys so much for joining me for my 3rd season of beekeeping. It's always a great learning experience. It's Emmy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.